The man noticed that all the male passengers in the first-class cabin of the plane had ordered an iced Americano. Shortly after, the men who had ordered iced Americanos all followed the flight attendant to the restroom. The man's wife was also a flight attendant on this plane. He disguised himself as a VIP and entered the first-class cabin of the plane. His wife, who was a flight attendant, didn't recognize him. Not only did his wife serve him patiently, but she also asked him what drink he would like, so he also ordered an iced Americano. Seeing these passengers go into the restroom one after another, this made him even more suspicious. A man who had also ordered an iced Americano signaled to his wife. Then his wife took this man to the restroom. The man was very curious, because there were only 2 restrooms on the plane, but 3 people had gone in just now. A long time passed and no one came out. It was not until a flight attendant came out. The way she tidied her clothes made the man feel uneasy, and his wife still hadn't come out. The man quickly got up and asked the flight attendant to take him to the restroom, but after carefully checking the surroundings, he didn't find anything strange. Then he went to the restroom to wash his face. The man blamed himself for suspecting his wife. After calming down his emotions, he returned to his seat. At this time, his wife suddenly came out from behind the curtain, and she was also tidying her clothes. The man who had disappeared with her also appeared. What shocked him even more was that his wife's socks were gone. The man clearly remembered that his wife had been wearing socks. The passengers who had ordered iced Americanos were all praising the first-class service. The man really wanted to know what the iced Americano actually meant. At this time, a passenger ordered another iced Americano. He immediately said that he was going to the restroom again. His wife took him there once more. The man couldn't stand it anymore. He rushed into the restroom to find out the truth, but he heard the sound he least wanted to hear. The man noticed that all the male passengers in the first
Today I went to grow a garden, and yesterday's subscriber runs up to me again and says, "I found you again." I wondered if he was going to ask for octopus again, but no, he asked me to do my parkour as a raccoon, so I stood there thinking, looking at my overgrown old obby lamb, and I texted him, "I've got something else, follow me." He happily ran after me, but not for long. When we came to the back of my garden, he wrote, "Wait, what? How you do that?" There was my brand new parkour, new level, with a huge raccoon. I texted him, "If you go, you get a giant raccoon." He laughed in chat and said it was easy, but I knew what the catch was. He said, "Can I start?" I said, "Yes." So the first try, he dies when he touches the first element. Then he realized it wasn't that simple. And on the third try, he figured out how to move. Then on the 5th element, he dies again. He starts again, he dies again. I had a secret button to teleport me to the end of my parkour. I stood at the finish line and watched him try to pass. It's been over 30 attempts, and then he runs up to the penultimate platform. He's happily texting OMG, and the last part dies just before the finish line. You could tell his nerves were frayed. Then there were about 20 more attempts, and here he is again in the same place. I'm chatting, "Wow, wow, danger." And as soon as he jumps, I jump on him and hit him with my glove, and he flies away. I was a troll.
Yeehaw! Welcome back to Cup Heroes. You already know we're playing as my favorite character, the Cowboy. Dual pistols, speed bonuses, as well as use of the green pipe. We're already set for a winner with this one. So it's simple. Move the cup to multiply your ammo and bring it to the Cowboy. We have to survive these waves to move forward in our quest to protect.
The boy was so poor he couldn't afford a football, so he learned to play using a mango. The boys made a ball out of old clothes and socks. Their street became their field. While playing like this, the boy's game improved quickly. He loved football more than anything. One day, the boy climbed up to the roof and listened to a football match on the radio. But that day, Brazil lost the final. Hearing this, the boy became very sad and started crying. He promised his father that one day he would win the World Cup for Brazil. The next day, he and his friends went to play a local match. They had no shoes and made jerseys by tearing up bed sheets. When they entered the field, people laughed at them. To save their pride, they wore shoes they found in the trash, but the shoes didn't fit, so they kept falling. By halftime, 4 goals had been scored against them. The other team laughed at them. The boy was filled with anger, but when he looked at his father, he calmed down. He took off his shoes and started playing barefoot. Now he showed his real game. He stopped the ball with his feet, tricked the other players, and scored a goal. Seeing this, his friends also removed their shoes. Everyone started playing barefoot. The boy played freely and scored 1 goal after another. Even though they lost the match by 1 goal, everyone stood up and clapped. After the match, an old man who scouted players came to his his father and gave him a paper. The boy then joined the Santos Club, but he wasn't happy. The club only taught European-style football. The coach stopped him from playing in his own way. The boy started to lose heart. He couldn't play properly and didn't score a single goal. He began to doubt himself. That night, he packed his bag and decided to leave football and go home. At the station, the same old man met him. He told the boy, "The style you love is the real Brazilian game. Don't leave it, just play with courage." The boy returned to the team. This time, he didn't listen to anyone and played his way. He first stopped the ball, then spun and passed the defenders, then jumped in the air and scored a strong goal with a bicycle kick. Everyone clapped loudly. Even the coach praised him. The boy got his confidence back. Now, he was playing with heart. At just 17 years old, he scored 6 goals by himself and helped Brazil win the World Cup. So, who is your favorite player? The boy was so poor he couldn't afford a football, so he learned to play using a mango. The boys made a ball out of
Southern Gojo? What are you doing here?
Hey, I got an earful from the higher-ups because the special grade cursed object's still missing. So, did you find it yet?
Sorry, but I hate that thing.
Southern Gojo? What are you doing here?
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, who's this?
I can't tell you that, but I go to your school. We've never talked, but I've had a crush on you since middle school.
If you had a crush on me for so long, why have we never spoken?
Because I'm scared and I don't know if you would feel the same way. Why don't we play a game?
Okay, what kind of game?
You have until July to figure out who I am.
Is this an excuse to get me to talk to you for the whole year?
Pretty much.
Why not? I do need to let you know I already have a crush on a girl in my school, so don't get your hopes up.
That's fine. Let's see what happens. Hey, you looked hot today.
You were watching me. It's kind of weird.
Riz app respond with, how could I take my eyes off of someone so perfect such as yourself? How could I take my eyes off of someone so perfect such as yourself?
Wow, that actually made me feel good. At least give me clues about yourself.
Why?
So I can at least get a starting point on who you are.
Fine, I am blonde.
That doesn't help me. There are lots of blonde girls in our school. Be more specific.
I have a birthmark on my neck.
So I have to go check every blonde girl's neck?
So tell me about this girl you like.
Her name's Violet. She's perfect. We have never spoken, sadly. Do you know her?
Violet. Oops, sorry. I do know her.
Maybe when I find out who you are, you can introduce me to her?
You can ask her right now and she will say yes.
How can you be so sure? I'm too scared to ask her.
Don't worry, she is nice.
Okay, good night, mystery girl. I'm going to get some sleep.
Good night.
What, I don't get a message today?
Ah, does someone miss me?
In your dreams. I was just surprised how my crush since middle school hadn't messaged me today. I have a question for you.
Sure, ask away.
How could you have loved me for so long if we haven't spoken ever?
You are handsome. The way you talk to people, you are such a kind soul. Polite. You make everyone laugh. You are a gentleman. I always knew you are what I always wanted.
Now I really want to know who you are.
Patience. Hey.
Hey, can I admit something to you?
Sure.
I'm not interested in Violet anymore.
Really? How come?
She's beautiful. So beautiful that I was too scared to even go near her. That's the issue. She's perfect in every way, but I have fallen for someone else. Someone who I do speak to. Someone who understands me. Someone without a name or a face, but someone who loves me.
The day you find out who I am, I hope we will be together.
Me too, mystery girl.
Can I confess something to you?
Sure, what's up?
I think it's time to tell you who I am.
You can now check part 2.
this boy had been dead for 12 years, but suddenly he woke up on the school rooftop. He felt like he had just had a long dream. Realizing that class was about to start, he hurried back to the classroom, only to find that he didn't recognize anyone. Had he gone to the wrong classroom? At this moment, the teacher walked in and saw him wearing a 12-year-old school uniform. Thinking he was there to cause trouble, the teacher was about to call security to kick him out. Seeing that something was wrong, the boy quickly ran out of the school. He looked back and saw the date on the electronic screen showed 2017. He was shocked. Shouldn't it be 2005 now? Did I sleep for 12 years? He remembered that he had younger siblings at home who needed to be taken care of, so he immediately ran back home. However, when he pushed open the door, he found that his family had long since moved away, and the family photos on the wall had been replaced with those of another family. Before he could figure out what was going on, the homeowner appeared and mistook the boy for a thief. The owner grabbed the boy by the collar and was about to take him to the police station. The boy tried to explain, but the owner refused to listen. In the confusion, the boy used his strength and surprisingly pushed the owner dozens of meters away. Even he was stunned. Coming back to his senses, the boy hurried over to clean up the overturned table, but was knocked unconscious by the owner with a stick. When he woke up, he was already in the hospital. The doctor was treating his wounds, and a police officer was questioning his identity. The boy replied, "My name is Jack, born on July 7th, 1987. The police officer didn't believe him. "If you were born in 1987, wouldn't you be 31 years old? Are you joking with me?" The police officer thought the boy was not telling the truth, so he took him back to the police station. However, after querying the system, it was found that the boy was indeed not lying, but it showed. Jack died 12 years ago. The The police officer was terrified and said he would report the situation to his superiors. Jack went to the bathroom to wash his face and found that the wound on his forehead had completely healed, with no trace of sutures. This made him feel very...
Liquid in your speaker? No problem. You must eject water from your speakers instead of rushing to a repair shop. Water eject uses powerful low-frequency tones to push out water and dust from your speakers, restoring your sound to its original clarity. Liquid in your speaker? No problem. You must eject water from your speakers instead of rushing to a repair shop. Water eject uses powerful low-frequency tones to push out water and dust from your speakers, restoring your sound.
First of all, you're not my real brother. We're brothers in Christ.
Billy, go clean your room. But I don't have a room. I sleep in the basement. All right. Then go clean the basement. Oh! Timmy, clean your room.
No.
Say what?
This is your house, right?
Yeah, I paid for it.
Right. So what you're gonna do is clean this room and then take your little tush and go clean your room.
You're grounded for talking to me like that.
That's it. You're grounded for trying to ground me. Now go to your room.
Who the hell do you think you're talking?
Room. Oh, no electronics. Give me your phone.
Oh, don't forget to clean my room. Go clean your room.
First of all, you're not my real brother. We're brothers in Christ.